Hi, I'm Nate Wakeford. I'm your masculinity and mindset coach. Today, I'm going to be talking about why your woman talks down to you and how you trained her to disrespect you. Now, I've said in previous videos that women are hypergamous by nature, meaning they want to know for sure that they're with a partner who values himself and offers them, over the long term, the best possible chance of her thriving. Intuitively, they know that when a man doesn't respect himself, when he doesn't have high esteem, that her future trajectory in life is going to be limited by his own lack of self-confidence, self-esteem, self-respect. And so she needs to subconsciously check for sure that that man respects himself, because in doing so, she's essentially testing that her future trajectory, if she were to follow this man, is going to be a good one. Now, there are subtle cues that a woman is going to look for to see whether or not you respect yourself. One of them is the way that she speaks with you. If there is no consequence when she treats you badly, when she contests your authority, when she diminishes a comment or remark that you make, if she, instead of being complimentary, finds a way to criticize, these are all signs of insubordination. These are all signs that she doesn't really honor or respect your leadership. And typically, she doesn't arrive at that place by chance. It means there's been a series of events where you have shown yourself to be an incompetent leader, where you've shown yourself to be non-assertive, lacking clarity, and lacking conviction in the direction that you're going, such that when she tests you, if you easily fall out of your authority, if you easily fall out of your frame, then it's telling her that you don't really have conviction to your own identity. You don't really believe in yourself. You don't really trust your own leadership. Over time, she will build up disdain and resentment for you not standing for yourself. It's in a way that she may even treat you poorly, and if you accept that behavior, then you in a way deserve that behavior. See, an empowered frame man, the moment that he's disrespected, he will set a very clear boundary that that is not the way to speak to him. That disrespect in any way will not be tolerated. You see, a weaker man who doesn't believe in his own self-worth, that doesn't believe he has options, will compromise. And inadvertently, he demonstrates, by the way he allows other people to treat him, the standard that he will accept for himself. A high-value man has worked to build himself into a position of authority, to build self-trust, to build self-esteem, such that he expects that from others. He will not tolerate behavior from others less than how he treats himself. So this is what's very critical and very important, that this high self-esteem is cultivated, is integrated over a period of time through discipline, through consistency, through integrity with self, through exercising boundaries. As you do so, you begin to build up your self-esteem and self-love. From there, you'll begin to attract people who are reinforcing and reflecting of that. See, deep down, we are always attracting reflections or behaviors from people corresponding to how we think of ourselves, our own perception of our own self-esteem. You don't typically get a mismatch, meaning if you don't think highly of yourself, you will attract other people who will reflect that behavior towards you. If you hold yourself in high esteem and high regard, people will begin to conform to that and treat you in the same way. So if you find yourself in a position where your woman is disrespecting you, number one priority is to build your own self-respect. And you do that, as I've mentioned, through a disciplined self-care. You start to make yourself a priority. You start to put your personal needs as a high priority. You start living in accordance with your values, and you start requiring others in your presence to conform to those values if they want to have your attention, time, energy, affection. And your words must have consequence, meaning if you express a boundary for a behavior that you don't like, that you find disrespectful, and then the woman in your life then goes ahead and does it again, if you don't do anything about it, means if you don't remove your time, energy, and attention, if you don't reinforce that boundary more sternly, then she will begin to assume that your words do not have consequence, and therefore she won't respect you as much. Now, it's important also, often whilst a woman is disrespecting you in some capacity, as her perception of you is being diminished, she will begin to look elsewhere. She will want to monkey branch to a man that she perceives to be of higher value. Now, if she's disrespecting you and you're still in some way financially supporting her, you're paying for her clothes, her meals, you're simping essentially in some capacity, her respect will only diminish further. You cannot buy a woman's respect. You must command respect through your presence, through your identity, through your own self-worth. And when you're trying to buy self-worth, meaning you're seeking love, attention, approval externally through a compensatory action like buying that attention, you do not have that woman's respect. You have a momentary concession of her time based on you buying her attention. That over the long run is going to end up very negatively for you. You'll attract women who disrespect you, and you think that by compensating with money will keep her loyal. It won't. She'll find a way to monkey branch to a man who does respect himself and ideally also has money, because she's going to place a much higher regard for a man who commands respect than a man who trades away his respect that he has for himself through his actions. Once you start building yourself into your higher esteem through discipline action, through setting boundaries, through not tolerating disrespect, once you start having conviction with your word, she will begin to respect you more. And you have to be willing to walk away. You cannot fear loss. You cannot fear that the woman has any sort of value that you can't find within yourself, that you can't see reflected from another woman. When she knows for sure that's the case, she's going to respect that you've got options. She'll begin to see that when you're focused on yourself and building yourself up, and she'll see the value that you hold for yourself, she, by her default nature, respects men who respect themselves, and that's how you will begin to experience more respect from women. So don't try to get a woman's respect back. Get your own respect back. And once you have that, the world will reflect that. So I hope that this has been very helpful. If you have any questions, record them in the comments below. I'll do my best to answer and respond to them. If you would like to develop a higher sense of self-esteem and self-respect, join my Sovereign Brotherhood community. It's in the links below. I also offer one-to-one coaching for those men that wish to have an accelerated path. I look forward to seeing you in the next video.